back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over the new Rapsodo Ball Dots that Sean and Max have sent me. It's really good to see these guys always trying to improve these dots and make them better, make them more durable. And I believe these dots that they've sent me this time are the most durable, and you're going to get the longest life out of these dots. So it's really good to see them always trying to improve the product. I will, however, say this. This current version of the dots that they've sent me are a lot harder to install than the first or second iteration. And the reason for that is because they are such a high-tack dot now that it's actually hard to get them to stick to the transfer paper. So in today's video, I'm just going to go through the steps that I take to actually get these dots put onto my golf ball. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, even though you've got a brand new ball, you do just want to clean it off. Just roll it in a towel, roll it in a rag, make sure this thing is clean, because a lot of the times brand new balls can have sort of like this residue on them. So you want to make sure that the ball is actually clean before you start installing these dots. Next, we have our dots here, and what I've found is if I heat them up just slightly with a hairdryer or with a heat gun, they actually come off and stick to the transfer paper a bit easier, and that's because you're kind of activating the glue that these dots have on them. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, from there, we're going to get our scissors and we're going to cut around the outside again. Now, what I've found with these new high-tack dots is, instead of trying to peel the actual paper, the actual transfer paper off the backing, what I've found is if I do that, it doesn't really pick up the dots. So what I do instead is I put it on the table face down and I try and really peel this backing paper off the transfer paper, if that makes sense. And I'll show you the technique that I use. I really try and crease this backing paper over the transfer paper. And when you do that, I'll try and do this so you can see. If you try and crease the backing paper over the transfer paper, that's when these dots come off onto the transfer paper. So you're really trying to squeeze that down and peel it back like so. And then you'll see these dots come off. And if you try and peel the transfer paper off, a lot of the time it won't pick the dots up. You see that? So what I'll do is I'll put that back down and I'll press the transfer paper down like this. Sorry, the backing paper. And if I peel it off like this, the dots now stick to that transfer paper. So that's the technique I'm using. And go slowly, take your time. If you do, for whatever reason, have a dot that doesn't come off, and I'm trying to do this behind the camera, it's quite hard. If you do have a dot that, that doesn't come up, so I'll do the old technique. See how that dot's not coming up? Just simply put it back down, turn it over, and then really try and crease this down, and you'll see that it comes off onto the transfer paper. You can also do the credit card trick. I've done the credit card trick multiple times, but what I've found with this is if you heat them up, you take your time, it does actually work this way. So that's the new technique I'm using. What I'll do is I'll finish this off now. Okay, lovely. And it does take a bit more work. However, these are really sticky, and just know that even though it is a bit harder to get them onto this transfer paper, they will last a lot longer. So then it's the same process as always. Put it on your golf ball, line it up however you want. I, of course, like to have it where the logo is perfectly aligned, so I'll do that. There we go. And we'll push those down. And from here, it's the same process as the first video. We'll stretch those around, making sure they're all in the correct spot. Okay, once all the dots are down, I'm going to use my technique where I just roll it in my hands. And then finally, we get to unveil it. So simply peel back the transfer paper, and still with the transfer paper, like I did when I was taking it off the backing, I will crease this over and pull it off like this to reveal our Rapsodo Titleist golf ball. And then once you have your ball dots on, give it another hit with the hairdryer or your heat gun just to really activate the glue under the dots. And then you want to leave it about 24 hours before using this just to give the glue enough time to set and be 100% cured before using it. All right guys, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, let me know. You got any comments or questions, let me know down below and I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.